We gotta get into this whole Michael Rainey situation, how he was essayed on camera, how a lot of black men don't talk about they've been through similar things, and the harmful effect on black men's mental health. So we're gonna get into it right about now. If you are new here, stay, have a seat. I'm Denise Brady. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. And over here, we talk all things mental health, pop culture. We talk about the things that we've been stuffing down for a long time. And most recently with this Michael Rainey situation, if you do not know who he is a young actor who is associated with and has starred in a lot of 50 Cent's gangsta metaverse. Yes, I refer to it as the gangsta metaverse because all of his shows are similar to the Marvelverse, but add a little gangsta, a little grit. And so most recently, he was on this streamer's platform where the streamer's sister decided on Livestream she was gonna walk up to him and grope him. Okay, there were kids involved, there were kids there were a lot of people there, and you saw how uncomfortable it was for him, so much so that he left the stream. And as a therapist, it reminded me how so many black men have been in similar situations or have been taken advantage of, groomed by women, but we don't talk about it. And it gets stuffed down, and all the detriment it does to stuffing those things down. Now, in this particular situation, when it first came out, it went viral, and the streamer's sister at first was backing his sister, saying, yeah, my sister, I'm gonna stand behind her. We're gonna stand on business with her. But then the backlash started to hit him. And this is a streamer who has hundreds and thousands of followers, so I'm wondering if his people, he started to think about, they all got together and said, like, you gotta put the kibosh. Okay, we know that's your sister, but this can hurt our bag. Okay, this can hurt our money. So then he came out with a statement saying that he does not support his sister in what she did. He's going to take more safety measures so that things like this do not happen, and that the sister is banned from the streams. Okay, now for myself, I was wondering now if this was reversed and she was on the stream and a man walked up to her and physically assaulted her in an inappropriate manner, what would the repercussions be? Now, Michael Rainey, his career would be over. There would be no more stars, none of that, okay? He would be forgotten about. But I feel like because she was a woman, it's getting slowly scooted away, swept under the rug. And a lot of men have been in similar situations that they don't realize they were taken advantage of. Now, Michael Rainey, it was obvious, but I'm seeing more and more talk about men who were groomed, who were sexualized by older women, but they thought, oh, this is what it's supposed to be. I'm a boy. Okay, this woman is showing that she likes me. We're dating. This is what it's supposed to be like, right? This is another, star under my belt. Let me brag to my boys. No. You, young man, maybe now as an older man, you're realizing and talking about this more openly, that was assault. That was grooming. That was inappropriate. And it reminded me of Ray J's interview and how he said that, what was he? At one point he said he was 9. The other time he said he was 14, how he was in a relationship, according to Shannon Sharp, that he was in a relationship with a woman who was 34 and he was 9. Okay, and how that woman taught him how to groom his body. She would bathe him in roses, and she taught him how to wash his body, a 9-year-old, okay, with a 34 woman. And notice how Shannon Sharp referred to it as dating, okay? But when he was on the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne said, bro, that was not dating. You were a child, you were a 9-year-old, okay? And I think he started to realize, oh, wait a minute, was that something more? And when it comes to sexual abuse and harassment, men are taught to not be the victims. Because if I say this thing happened to me, what are the consequences? What is it? How does that make me look? Some men might think, does that make me look gay? If it was a man who was my assaulter, okay? Does that make me look weak for speaking up against this situation? Okay, but men are taught to avoid vulnerability. they are taught to suppress. They have to stand up and be strong. And part of manhood is having a woman come on to you. That is a rite of passage in a lot of people's eyes. One of them people being Little Boosie, okay? Because Little Boosie also has openly admitted that for his young boys, when they were younger, and I think they're still minors to be honest, he actually had women come over and do things to them. Yes, let me repeat that. He had some girls come over and give his children some sexual experiences. Okay? Now notice how there's not a lot of bah humbug, there's not a lot of talk about that. We let certain individuals, or do we? Okay, because I'm not letting them get away with it, but we don't talk enough about how boys are groomed and manipulated. Okay, Ray J, Little Boosie, and notice how the media depend on the mindset of the individual having a conversation. One person might see it as, oh yeah, you was dating a 34-year-old woman. You were dating. Whereas someone else who might also be on their healing journey sees that wasn't, how could you as a 9-year-old date a 34-year-old woman? Think about that. Okay? And this type of socialization of, it's okay, we all been through it, okay? It makes that situation normalized, okay? And there's a lot of men who have gone through that, who don't feel comfortable talking about it, the shame, the stigma, what will people think about me? But we have to call a thing a thing. That is assault, okay? And we don't talk enough about perpetrators being women. Okay, women taking advantage of young boys, and how it becomes like a relationship in their minds that they can brag about. But what does that do mentally? How does that affect their relationships as they get older? Okay, how does that affect how you see yourself now? Being exposed so early to that type of relationship, that type of dynamic, some people might feel like they became hypersexualized. Okay, and we talk a lot about these things happening to women, but it also happens to young men, young boys, women taking advantage of young boys, okay? And if we don't have these conversations more often, then this kind of thing will continue. Men continue to be sexualized to want sex, okay? And so being in a system, a family system dynamic where you are constantly pushed into sexual experiences primarily with women, okay, primarily with women, that even when you don't want that and your mind is saying, I'm not attracted to women, but what if I admit that? What if I don't let this woman do what my father says she should be doing? Okay, what if I don't let the babysitter do things to me? Then am I gay? Is there something wrong with me? Okay, all those things that go through your mind, and it's hard to conceptualize it as an adult man now that you went through those things. But I want men to know that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to talk about these things. You're not alone. And we have to have more conversations where men feel comfortable talking about the hurt, the pain, and things that they have gone through. But at times, I feel like another reason men do not talk about this is because it becomes weaponized by other women, partners, okay? How can they embrace being a victim when sometimes the people part of their system is weaponizing it? Okay, you're too soft. You're supposed to be a man, show up as a man. You can't be talking about your feelings. Okay, girl, last night he was crying to me about something his mama did. Girl, what? You need to let him go. That gives me the ick. Him crying gives me the ick. And that leads to men not feeling comfortable about their feelings, emotions, and they become robotic. Okay, and when they find a woman that's healthy, who is able to hold space, they don't know what to do with it. And sometimes they sabotage, sometimes their trauma gets in the way. But we don't talk enough about men need to feel empowered enough to share, be vulnerable, be open, and not feel like the weight is also on their shoulders. Okay, that they always have to be strong. Okay. And I want to talk and have more conversation. I'm glad, it's Men's Mental Health Month, and I hope we have more conversations about these type of things. We have to get out of men being only socially acceptable to talk about anger. There is more to emotions and being a man than being angry, strong, tough. It's okay to let that down. Okay, it's okay to talk about the things you have been through. We have to create more spaces where men feel safe enough to talk about these things. And I hope with the Michael Rainey situation, it sheds light to there are women out there who are doing the same thing, but we don't talk about it enough. Now, I want to know your thoughts. Should that girl be prosecuted? Was it a one-time mistake? Okay. Do you applaud Michael Rainey for making a statement about what happened to him? Because of course, we can get into all things mental health, whether that you identify as a woman, a man, non-binary. There should be a safe space for everyone who needs it. But of course, let me know your thoughts, okay? Make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.